Today at the Heinrich-Böll Foundation stand we have Camilla Moreno from Federal Rural University of Rio de Janeiro and also with Friends of the Earth Brazil. Hello Camilla. We're going to talk a bit about civil society and civil society concerns here in Cancun. Now, as we all suffer on a daily basis, the distance between the places where civil society meets and the official Congress, it's about 60 kilometers. Is that a symbol to the way civil society and official negotiations relate to each other or do not relate to each other?
I think yes, it's quite emblematic of how the process it's getting more and more far away from real people's life and from the debates that are going on the ground. And that's a condition why we have so many false solutions that today permeate the texts and the negotiations. I also think that the negotiations being held at the Moon Palace, we can use it as an analogy that they are so far away from the earth, and especially from a very strong voice coming out of peasant and small agricultures that are here, are having a very lively parallel forum, and they're concerned about how the agriculture is fitting into the new climate negotiations.
Well, you mentioned false solutions. So far we don't have any solution at all. We're not sure if we're going to have one from the official outcome. But what would be, in your eyes, a false solution?
I think false solutions have been denounced by civil society as those pretentious techno-fixes that do not address root cause and do not change structural mechanisms and structures that have brought us to here. For example, I can mention the strong emphasis on renewable energies that we hear around here a lot, but at the same time an acceptance, an uncritical acceptance of, for instance, my country, Brazil's official propaganda of what renewable energies are. We have consistent, documented and very loud voices in Brazil that have been denouncing the social and environmental impacts of hydroelectric dams, for example, and also the expansion of ethanol as a substitute for gasoline, and now the second generation, that is the synthetic diesel made out of sugarcane, also as not a solution that is good per se, but a solution, a way out found out by corporations and by governments that actually feed into the global consumption and production model without challenging it a bit.
1 year and a half from now and 20 years after the big Rio conference from 1992, there will be another UN summit on environment and sustainable development. Now we can see here in Cancun that the business sector is already strongly preparing for it. The green economy debate is already ongoing. What can you tell us about this, how civil society is preparing for this big UN conference?
Civil society is definitely preparing itself for this conference. We have this overarching understanding that the largest false solution is carbon trading. It's to create a new economic logic and a new financial system based on trading air, trading carbon, and trading pollution permits and the right to contaminate. So more and more civil society is getting aware that there is an official process of compact and convergence towards Rio Plus 20. And the solution that the governments or the proactive step that the governments and the United Nations and the private sector is presenting to the world, that's okay, we have climate change, we can address that by reforming the economy. And this is quite dangerous because it can give to the largest part of the population and the public opinion, especially urban middle class people, the idea that the issues are being taken care of and everybody can go green and can go sustainable and can decarbonize and can get carbon neutral, when we actually see the process of tapping natural resources expanding more and more, the oil frontier reaching very far away and untouched and virgin areas as the Arctic, as the Amazon. And we see a broader movement towards enclosure of the commons and privatization of the last remains untouched or continuous tracts of ecosystems and biodiversity. So I think that this process will start, or has started already, a capacity building or a deeper reflection movement from civil society, and I'm hopeful that by 2012 we can get maybe a new unified voice, much more critical, and that will overcome this division that we live in.
Well, we know that there is a civil society committee, and it has just issued a call for the People's Summit for 2012, which will soon be available on the website of the Brazilian office, the Mexican office, and also of the Böll.de website. Okay, thank you, Camilla, for coming today.